What's so insane is how the mainstream and corporate media in this country, in the West in general, will just straight up ignore the Israel-Epstein connection. Like, for the most part, we've seen over time, and we've seen in leaks of Epstein files that have been released previously, that the media was so complicit in it. There were multiple outlets working with him to, like, help him cover shit up and not get invested. Like, it's crazy the web that this shit weaves. So that's not totally surprising, but what is amazing, especially in light of the vote on the Epstein files today, is how much our media just gatekeeps for the elites. If you notice, they only want to focus on Trump or Democrats. Like, Republicans want to focus on Democrats, Democrats want to focus on Trump, but none of them actually want to look at the abject insanity of how connected this guy was. Not just to the Israeli regime, but to institutions and wealthy elites all over the fucking world. And yet here's Dana Bash acting like MTG is saying something weird by bringing that up. Everybody should know before you see this that Dana Bash is a racist radical Zionist. She's an Islamophobe. She's a racist toward Arabs. It was not even that long ago that she straight up lied about Rashida Tlaib. And then when she was outed for lying and doing a racist smear against Rashida Tlaib, she didn't apologize for it, nor did she correct it. She also plays patty cakes and entertains Randy Fine, who is an outward, genocidal, proud Islamophobic racist. Okay, so that's who Dana Fash is. So please don't turn off your brain if you're a liberal just because this is Marjorie Taylor Greene. I get it's Marjorie Taylor Greene, but that's not what we're talking about here. What you need to be paying attention to is how Dana Bash tries to act like it's crazy to suggest that Epstein had connections to the Israeli regime, which, as you'll see, is a fucking fact.
You questioned who and what country is putting so much pressure on Trump to keep the Epstein files hidden, and you included a picture about donations from pro-Israel lobbying group AIPAC. What are you trying to say there?
Well, I think it's a question that many Americans are asking, especially when we saw information recently come out in these emails that the Oversight Committee that I serve on has released. And we saw Jeffrey Epstein with ties to Ehud Barak. We saw him making business deals with them. Also business deals that involved the Israeli government and seems to have led into their intel agencies. And I think the right question is to ask is, was Jeffrey Epstein working for Israel? And I'm proud to say I don't take money from AIPAC. I don't take money from any special group of people. I'm just representing my district and the American people. And so that's what I was referring to.
I just want to be clear. Are you saying Israel is pushing the president of the United States to cover up the Epstein files? What evidence do you have that is the case?
I simply just asked out loud, is there a foreign government? It could be any foreign government, but is a foreign government pushing to keep this covered up? Because people just don't understand the big fight against.
Well, you had AIPAC up there. It was pretty clear which government you were talking about.
Ooh.
That I'm questioning that government in particular and questioning any other foreign.
See, she thinks she's doing something there. But the fact is, you're actually not doing anything but outing how embarrassing you are, how bad at your job you are. You're allegedly a journalist, and you don't know that Epstein had connections to the Israeli regime and Ehud Barak, their former prime minister. That says a lot more about you than it does about her, because why don't you know that? Why aren't you reporting on that? Or do you know it and you're purposefully ignoring it? It takes a quick Google search just to see that one of the few people actually doing this reporting, the amazing Dropsite News, weeks and even a month ago already reported on this. So my question is, why aren't other news outlets picking this up? Why is it only Dropsite News and a few other small outlets that are reporting on these facts? These are facts. These were leaked emails working on a wire transfer to Ehud Barak's top aide. But here's Dana Fash acting like it's some kind of gotcha that she goes, are you really suggesting that maybe? That is the inquiry. That's why we want the Epstein files released. People don't know if that's the reason why Trump has been so reluctant to release them. Why has he fought them tooth and nail? She's saying she doesn't know, and we would like to find out. All of us don't know yet. That's the reason why we want more of the Epstein files to come out. Those were leaked emails giving us a lot of indication, but we wouldn't know the answer to that unless they release all of the Epstein files, which there's now reporting saying that the Trump administration was scrubbing a bunch of shit from them. So are we even going to get all of them? But the point is, why aren't you asking those questions? Why are you doing cleanup for the deep state instead of being the one questioning it? And we know why. She is a mouthpiece, a propagandist. She's not a journalist. She's not interested in doing journalism. She's not interested in revealing any facts. She's not interested in finding out anything that's in the Epstein files. These people are gatekeepers for the powerful elite. So I am begging people to take off their partisan brain rot caps and actually look at what people are saying, what is being reported, what the facts are, what the leaked emails are, and the files that we do end up getting from Congress now that they voted to release them, what are in those? Stop making your decisions based on whether or not you like someone. No one's telling you to like Marjorie Taylor Greene, or at least I'm certainly not. But when we are talking about this issue, the issue of the Epstein files, I'm going to need you guys to put on your thinking caps. They want you to look at this as a partisan issue. They want you to look at it as just Democrats versus Republicans, Trump versus whatever Democrat, Bill Clinton, or whoever they're fucking talking about at the moment, Larry Summers. The issue is so much bigger than that. And if you actually care about the truth and you actually want to see these powerful people get exposed, then you don't give a shit whether or not a Democrat is in the files. I certainly don't. If there are Democrats that are in those files, or liberals or leftists or whatever that committed crimes, bye. And that is how everybody should be viewing it. So make sure you're following places like Dropside News if you actually want to know what's happening in the world, and not trash bag outlets like CNN that have paid mouthpiece propagandists getting on there doing lying and cover up.